Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you, mahalo, and by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.
Next on HIKI No, stories from across our island chain.
There is a place of tree ferns tall, hapu'u thick and strong.
Meet an environmentalist entertainer from Volcano on Hawaii Island.
Find out why a young entrepreneur named his innovative ice cream lab after his mom.
Learn how to beat the heat with a custom-made traditional Japanese fan.
Hear the issues concerning the soil of the soon-to-be vacated sugar plantation on Maui.
Find out what it's like to be homeschooled.
And meet a football coach whose relationship with his players goes far beyond the field.
All on this episode of the nation's first statewide student news network, HIKI No.
Can do.
Aloha! We are here at the Volcano School of Arts and Sciences in the village of Volcano on Hawaii Island. Throughout this episode HIKI No, we'll learn about some of the unique buildings on school campuses across the state. Buildings with stories.
The Volcano School of Arts and Sciences began in 2001 in a small room in this building in the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Today, however, our school occupies two sites. Our elementary campus is immediately adjacent to the national park and was once the Menehune Lodge in the 1940s, then a sawmill and a private residence. Our middle school campus is the historic Kei Kealani building and was once operated by Hilo Center for the Study of Active Volcanoes. The land was donated by the Lee family in 1914 for the purpose of building a school in Volcano Village. Volcano School is currently in the process of uniting our campus, which will bring the Lee family's century-old vision to fruition.
The following story by our HIKI No students is about one of our school founders and how music is used to teach Hawaii's history.
Aloha, I'm Dina Kageler. I'm an environmental entertainer. I got involved with the Volcano School of Arts and Sciences very early. I was by then a parent, had two kids of my own, and I realized that I wanted for them an educational place that was one, very grounded in the environment, grounded in this place in Volcano, and also that was a little bit different, that was not quite so ordinary. We wanted them to have hands-on experiences in the environment. My goodness, the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is our backyard. Let's be there, let's use it, let's have our kids be active in the environment, and that's how they learn. So when we started forming the school, the founders got together and kind of brainstormed what the school might look like. We wrote a plan, we submitted it, we got it approved, and the school could start. One part of the vision has always been science-based curriculum, to build in the science. So what better way is there to do it than through these spring musicals that we've had now for 15 years. Every year we've had a musical based on some aspect of the natural history of Hawaii. We'd like to see even more creativity coming from the kids themselves to help research the science and write the music and make the choreography and help teach the younger kids so that the power of the learning actually comes through the kids and goes back to other children in the school. It's a circular thing. The power of these messages really carries on into life for our students. So the bottom line is the Volcano School of Arts and Sciences offers the musical every year as a vehicle for our students to learn about place and carry the message forward, stewardship for our land. There is a place of tree ferns tall, hapu'u thick and strong. Oh, ma'o sit, as they twit, they sing a rainforest song.
This is Annie Judd from Volcano School of Arts and Sciences for HIKI No.
Stay tuned after the show to find out what students who created the story learned from their experience.
We are here at St. Francis School located in Manoa Valley on the island of Oahu. Behind me stands our new Clarence T.C. Ching Athletic and Music Complex. But before the complex was built, St. Francis used to have a tarp dome that covered our basketball court. This sprung structure was called the Troubadour and served as a physical education site and practice area for our sports teams. 10 years later, the dome was demolished to make room for a 16,000 square foot athletic and music center. This new facility houses not only our athletic teams, but our marching band and music room as well. Our next story by the HIKI No students at St. Francis is about the owner of a local ice cream shop who started his business in honor of his mother.
My mom loved desserts. So I remember the first time she actually bought me my first ice cream maker when I was 6 from, I think it was Goodwill or something. And one of my fondest memories was, taking that home and making ice cream with her homemade. I always remember that.
Ice cream is a timeless treat that brings joy to everyone young and old. But for one ice cream shop owner, it's more than just a dessert.
My mother was diagnosed in 2007. She was initially diagnosed with stage 1 breast cancer, and she battled long and hard for the next 3 or 4 years. It was a big shock, but after time kind of set in, we realized the gravity of it. And she always was positive, whether or not you have cancer or you don't, or whatever the situation is, that every moment is important. Me and my mom were very close. She was a single mother, just raising me. And we had a lot of good times together. We fought with each other, and it always made us closer. And she was everything to me. I wanted to do something that involved business, but also kept her memory alive.
Lee Wing's love for his mother and his love for science proved to be a powerful combination that served as a catalyst for his spin on ice cream. This unique ice cream parlor is located on Kamakea Street in Kaka'ako, Honolulu, and it was named after his mother, Lucy.
Lucy's Lab is a local ice cream shop where we hand make lots of crazy, interesting flavors that you wouldn't find in the supermarket. So I came up with a periodic table of flavors because what was really interesting to me was the food science. You can really break it down to a formula. Having this shop means a lot. It means that I can stretch my creative muscle and explore into new things. It means I can keep my mom's memory alive and hopefully do her proud.
While keeping his mother's memory in his heart, as well as the outpouring of support from the community, it was a no-brainer for Lee Wing to use his success to support others in honor of his mother.
Lucy's Lab is unique when it comes to supporting charities. Before we take care of anything else, that's where our proceeds go towards. We should be giving back to the community that gives so much to us. I think the more people we can reach out as a business, the more awareness we can bring towards other charities that do good work towards breast cancer research.
This one little ice cream shop is already living up to its spirited namesake. If the past 2 years are any indication, Lucy's Lab will continue to be a driving force in every aspect of Lee Wing's life.
If my mom walked through the door and looked at the success we have, I know she would definitely be proud of me, but the tiger mom would not let her give me any compliments about it, but I know in her heart she would be proud of it.
This is Minji Kim from St. Francis School for HIKI No.
HIKI No is now on Instagram. For show updates and a peek behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram at HIKI No Can Do.
Aloha and welcome to Waiakea Intermediate School, located in Hilo on the island of Hawaii. Behind me is the old band room building.
The old band room was the only surviving room of the tsunami that wiped out Waiakea Intermediate in 1960. In 1962, a new Waiakea Intermediate School was finished at a new location. The band room was transported over to the new campus where it has been used as a classroom.
HIKI No students at Waiakea Intermediate produced the following story about how to make an uchiwa fan.
Hawaii is a very warm and humid place. Handheld fans are a good way to cool down.
Uchiwa fans are rounded paper fans that have been used in Japan for centuries. They are very popular for personal use. Uchiwa fans are traditionally decorated with scenery from nature. To make this fan, you will need 2 pieces of white cardstock paper, a rubber cutting mat, an X-Acto knife, coffee stirrers, scissors, a bottle of glue, a pencil, and optional paint to decorate your fan. Start off by drawing one large oval in the general shape of your fan on a sheet of cardstock. Trace the oval onto the other piece of cardstock for the other side of the fan. Cut out the second oval. At the bottom of the oval, draw a semicircle with 4 segments. The distance between the segments should be the width of a coffee stirrer. Place the mat beneath the cardstock and use the X-Acto knife to cut out the triangles. Kids may need an adult's help. Lay out the coffee stirrers and glue onto the cardstock. You may need to cut them with scissors to fit the oval. When the glue dries, glue the second piece of cardstock on the side with the coffee stirrers. Make sure the edges of the ovals line up. When it is fully dry, use your X-Acto knife to cut out the triangles for the back side of your fan. Now's the time for you to personalize your fan and make it your very own. With your new Uchiwa fan, you can now beat the heat that Hawaii brings your way. This is Megan Nakamoto from Waiakea Intermediate School for HIKI No.
Aloha, and welcome to Maui Waena Intermediate, located in Kahului on the island of Maui. One of the exciting things happening on our campus is the addition of the new STEM building. We have waited over 8 years for it to be built. We already had the building blessed and we are packed to move in, but we just found out we may need to wait till after Christmas to move in, as the internet, which is allowed for phones and is needed for safety, is not yet installed. When the building is finally open for use, it will provide us with 9 much-needed classrooms, as Maui Waena is the 3rd most largest middle school in the state. HIKI No students and our STEMworks club produced this video about the land that once grew sugarcane.
As a child, I would come to work with my dad, and something I gonna miss, but you know, our whole family worked in the sugar industry.
The Aloha Spirit was grown in the fields of HC&S. It was one of the largest plantations in the state. It was planted over 140 years ago and cultivated diversity as much as it did cane. Up until this year, it had 34,000 cultivated acres and employed over 600 employees, but the reign of sugar will end when HC&S shuts down operations at the end of 2016.
So unfortunately, on December 30th, we'll really only have about 14 or 15 individuals employed. We've experienced some extreme challenges over the last decade related to weather, related to environmental pressures, related to community pressures.
Among the challenges was a growing public concern over the burn process used to harvest the cane. With the ending of the burning, the biggest concern is the condition of the soil. After 140 years of monocropping, growing only one crop, will the soil be healthy enough to support new crops? HC&S claims.
We've been utilizing these soils in the Central Valley for over 140 years, and our soils are extremely healthy.
However, after years of being driven over by heavy equipment, the soil is very compressed. Vincent Mina, president of the Hawaii Farmers Union, agrees that some work will be needed to bring the soil back to its optimum health.
The more alive we make the soil, the quicker the remediation process will happen. And it doesn't take long. Within a year that, all of a sudden I can put my finger through the soil, whereas before it was hard like a rock.
Though Mr. Volner and Mr. Mina see the condition of the soil differently, they both agree that the future of the land is rooted in diversity.
Currently, we've identified a couple of major uses, one being livestock productions. We think there's opportunities for orchard crops, things like mangoes and avocados, possibly beverage crops as well, like cacao and coffee, and energy.
On other levels, it's an opportunity to envision a Maui that would be able to support itself, to marrying tourism and agriculture.
Mr. Mina also sees some of the land being turned into homestead farming and hemp production. Both he and HC&S seem focused on repurposing the lands to support both local jobs and local agriculture, but it might be quite a while before the fruits of their efforts can be harvested by the community. This is Michaela Bond from Maui Waena Intermediate School for HIKI No.
We're here at Alimano Middle School in the Salt Lake District of Oahu. Our school was founded in the same year Hawaii became a state. Many of the original structures from 1959 are still in place. However, a few of them, such as the building behind me, have been renovated to keep up with the times. It once housed 2 classroom wood shops where students could be seen crafting projects with wood and plastics. In 2007, the rooms experienced a transformation. One side of the building now serves as the school library. It comes complete with reading and study areas and a computer lab. The other side is utilized as a multi-purpose room with small offices. It is often used for faculty meetings, district workshops, and various school functions. These renovations over the years have helped Alimano Middle School meet the needs of its students and the community. Our next story is about a student who has experienced her education through 2 settings, homeschooling and the traditional classroom.
Prior to starting her 8th grade year at Alimano Middle School, Braden Reed had not been in a traditional classroom in 3 years.
I was in public school up until about 4th grade, and then I was about to start 5th grade, and we found out we were moving, and Mom's like, well, do you guys want to homeschool this year since we're moving? And I'm like, sounds fun, let's do that. And so we moved, and it kind of just stuck.
As a military family, Braden and her 4 siblings are used to moving every few years. Their mother saw homeschooling as a way to provide a stable, educational environment. It also allowed them to spend quality time together as a family.
So we were able to tailor our days around our family needs. This last year, my oldest child, Braden, we did a learning academy online, and I think she really benefited from the online academy.
So for the first 2 years of my homeschool career, it was Mom teaching me. I had like the textbooks, and she would read them with me. I'd do the work. But last year, the 3rd year, I had online school, which I would log into my computer, I'd go to a website, log in, and then I'd watch these pre-recorded videos of my teachers in all my different classes. Each was anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour long, depending on if it was a test day, which I had all my worksheets and my books separate so I could follow along with the class.
Because this is her last year in Hawaii before starting high school, she decided to return to the traditional school environment.
Mom wanted me to have friends, but I thought the experience would be good for me, and I needed to know people my age, socialize, yeah, stuff like that, and prepare me for high school, learn more about how it works. I feel like I transitioned pretty easily into public school. Still a few questions I have for about my different lessons and classes, but I kind of enjoy being here at school. It's very different. I'm surrounded by people all day, and not people have my last name.
Braden's experience with both methods of schooling taught her that education isn't just about books. Over the years, she has learned to be self-reliant, independent, and open, both to new ideas and new people.
I think it's important to get to know people since you live with people. You can gain knowledge about how the world works. Everyone has their own background, different opinions. You get to learn to work with people, which I think is a super duper important skill to know how to have.
This is Kira Powers from Alimano Middle School for HIKI No.
In our next story, students from Waianae High School in West Oahu introduce us to a football coach who has developed a deep personal bond with his players.
Waianae High School's football coach, Sam Tupeni, may seem like he has all the bells and whistles working in the field, but there is even more of a workout to come.
Most coaches stop coaching when the season over. But when season over, I begin coaching and I go right through. I basically coaching them the whole year.
When Coach Tupeni steps off of the field, his work has only begun.
On the field, everything is fast, so you don't really get to talk and get to know them. But in the weight room, because everything is a little bit, it's slowed down because you gotta be very safe. So you have that time to find out if they have a mom, if they have a dad. I spot most of the kids, and when you're spotting somebody, whoever is doing the lift, gotta put your trust in the person that's spotting you. And that's where the bond begins.
See him as everything, a friend, father, coach, a mentor.
he's willing to do anything for the kids. Like, he's not only gonna like be there for you on the field, he's gonna be there for you wherever you need him.
To me, a father has the biggest impact on a son. You know, some of these kids, when they go home, they don't have someone, an adult to talk with.
And when any member of the team is missing something, Coach Penny is always there to pick up the weight.
Okay, come on, let's go. I take them home and, you know, we go get something to eat, just like sitting at one dinner table.
And the way Penny cares for his kids isn't the only thing that he wants them to know.
I tell every kid that comes to this program that I love them, because some of them will never hear it from their parents. Turn like fries.
But just like lifting, with Penny, they will never have to bear the weight by themselves.
Everybody needs a helping hand. Yeah. You know, we can try and do everything on our own, but we all need some help sometime in life. Whatever the situation is, I got you. I can help you. I'll be there for you. And that, to me, is a father figure.
And Penny loves them just as a father would.
They know that I love them. And that when they come in here, that someone cares about them. Beyond sports, beyond weightlifting, but care about who they are and not just, yeah, that's the guy, number 63, number 76.
This is Shirley Tokunaga Williams from Waiakea High School for HIKI No.
Well, we've come to the end of this episode of HIKI No.
Remember, all of these stories were written, shot, and edited by students like us.
We hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as we've enjoyed sharing them with you.
Stay tuned after the credits to find what some students learned from working on this show.
More proof that Hawaii students HIKI No
can do.
Stay tuned after the credits to find out what some students learned from their HIKI No experience.
To see it progress was like a child being born, like your baby becoming like a teenager, becoming 18.
In the story of Dina Kageler, I was the editor and producer. I basically helped with all of the fields. We basically wanted to give some recognition to the people that were involved in this school, because the school can do many great things because of the science curriculum and the art curriculum.
When we went to the lava from the video, and I was like literally this close from it, it was like burning hot. And usually kids from other schools won't be able to do this because they don't live near, like literally a mile away from like an active volcano, and they won't get this opportunity because they're like far away.
Well, I think the purpose of having HIKI No is to tell those stories, because not everybody can be everywhere at once, right? And these experiences do matter because they're impacting kids on their lives. They're showing the kids what they can do.
I just thought it was extraordinary how this one thing just turned into completely something else. And knowing that you did that and your team did that, it's just amazing knowing like we did that.
To see it progress was like a child being born, like your baby becoming like a teenager, becoming 18.
Well, I'm older than most of my teammates and peers, so I kind of let them depend on me. And I like that because I can teach them.
I think Jade, who happens to be my daughter, exhibited personal growth, and her ability to guide others and the enjoyment that she found from that was something really incredible for me to see.
I can show them what jump cuts are or how to duck and just transitions and just basically how to tell a story properly.
It has been truly empowering for everyone involved.
Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you, mahalo, and by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No.